All right. Okay, we're gonna jump right into this. This is just a little something I put together for our newbies because sometimes the sessions we have are a little bit over your head. So I just kind of wanted to drill down with some basics, and we'll start with the agenda. This evening, we're going to be going over what is a mobile home, the differences of a mobile home wholesaling, the mobile home exit strategy, because wholesaling is an exit strategy. I always talk about it being an octopus, and the octopus, the tentacles are the different strategies, the different ways you can do within mobile home manufacturing home space. And then we'll wrap it up with the common pitfalls. So make sure you got a pen and paper because I was not able to get everything in the PowerPoint, but you'll get the main things. Okay.
Mhm.
So mobile homes are also known as manufactured homes. They are built in a factory, and then they are transported to the site and installed on a permanent or semi-permanent foundation. So you've probably seen the mobile homes, the manufactured homes, those single wides coming down the road. They build that complete thing in the factory. You may have seen also the double wides, which they split them in two pieces and they ship one piece on one truck and the other side on the other. And then when they get to the site, they put that together. One interesting piece, when you have a double wide, you're going to have two VIN numbers. You're going to have two titles. So just keep that in mind when you go into a double wide and you're looking for the VIN number or you want to know about the title. If it is not real estate and that title has not been surrendered, you're going to have two titles and you're going to have two VIN numbers for that property, for that home. So in 1976, which is a very, very important year in the manufacturing home space, a law related to mobile homes was established, also known as the HUD Code, that was enacted. This federal regulation establishes minimum standards for the construction and safety of manufactured homes, including requirements for electrical, plumbing, heating systems, and everything. So though there were mobile homes built in 1976, before 1976, they weren't built according to these regulations, the HUD code. So 1976, they put guidelines in place to build these homes. And you'll come to find out that when you call certain counties to find out if you can move these homes, generally they'll say 1976 is the cutoff to even move it. Anything older than that should really stay put if you have to move it.
I have
Okay.
someone trying to get in. I'm not sure what the issue is, but she can't
Okay.
get in.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. For some reason, that one is not showing. Hey there, everyone. Mr. Jackson, Jay, welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Excellent. Glad to see you.
You as well.
Give me a sec. I'm sorry, I'm just fixing one thing on this. Can you all see my PowerPoint?
No.
No, okay. Okay, you can see it now? Okay, so I'll just go back just real briefly. I was talking about the difference between, well, the fact that mobile homes, now manufactured homes, are built in a factory and that they are transported down the road on a truck to the site. They can be on a permanent foundation or they don't have to be. Also, that double wides are also built there. And usually, just a side thing, if sometimes people don't know that with double wides, you're going to have two VIN numbers. If they are not indeed real estate and they haven't had the title released back to DMV, they will have two titles. So just keep note of that. Mobile and manufactured homes are considered vehicles and are registered with the North Carolina DMV or whatever state you're in, and all homes are issued a VIN number by the manufacturer and issue a title. When a manufactured home is situated on a permanent foundation and title, um, on a permanent foundation and the title is surrendered to DMV, then at that point, that home is considered real estate. So at that point, they won't have title because they'll surrender it. So I just wanted to give you something to ponder in regards to that. All right. So within this strategy, exit strategy, there are two types of wholesaling. The first one is traditional wholesaling, and that strategy involves working with a motivated seller and who sells their mobile home at a discounted price. The wholesaler acts as the intermediary between the seller and the buyer by using an assignable contract. The wholesaler keeps the difference between, oops, between the seller and the buyer as a profit. And then you also have virtual wholesaling, which is very similar, but you're not physically there. And you usually have boots on the ground, somebody that can take pictures and kind of see what's going on with the property. Usually, when you're doing virtual, you definitely want a motivated seller in that particular case. And that's the best way to do virtual wholesaling because the seller needs to be motivated. So I kind of want to talk about the exit strategy. Um, when I first started out, these are the steps that I was taught. So a lot of us don't have a procedure in place when we go to look at these homes or to get our leads. So I kind of just want to touch base on these tips as a wholesaler, a newbie wholesaler, because this is big. So number one, attracting our customers. This will require branding, marketing, and networking, advertising, lead generation, bandit signs. There are so many different ways, and you all can interrupt me if you have any questions. So there are so many different ways to do lead generation. We always say bandit signs. You can do Facebook ads, get in Facebook groups, business cards. Like last night, I was at a meetup. I did a postcard that had English contact and my Spanish contact on both sides because sometimes I have Hispanic investors and customers, and they need to be able to communicate with me. Instagram, TikTok. Lately, I've been doing TikTok. I don't know if anybody else does that. That's a great way to get leads. Craigslist, Google Ads, direct mailing, and dealership. That's a great way. But whatever you do, be consistent with what you choose. Be consistent on a daily or weekly basis. Be consistent. Number two, when you do get a lead on a potential property, reaching out to the customer. You want to fit when you begin to talk with them, you kind of want to find out what their pain point is. You want to figure out what the problem is, and we are here to solve the problem. Find out their why. Why are they selling their home? How soon do they need to sell their home? And a lot of times when you ask them, what do they want to offer on what kind of offer are they looking on the home? And they'll come up with a price, but we want to know how they came up with the price because we know in the mobile home space, we don't have MLS. We use the market. And by determining the value, like MH Village, Marketplace, um, other investors' websites, the repo websites. We use all of these collective things to come up with the market price. So you want to know from them, how did they get that price? The other thing is, what do they plan to do with the money? Because that helps you figure out your counter offer and creating an offer to them. The other piece too is to establish a relationship, some type of rapport with them, make them feel comfortable, um, and not be so tight. I know when you're starting out, it's easy to be kind of uptight and all those things. But at some point, as you go on, you'll begin to be more comfortable. And with that comfortableness, you'll begin to be even more transparent with what you're doing. Um, Again, it's important that they're motivated. You do want a motivated customer. It'll make the process a bit easier. And then make sure you maybe have a notepad or a sheet of paper that you're collecting all this information. I know when I first started, I had a sheet, and when they'd call in, I'd kind of get as much information as possible to write it down so I could begin to do some research before going out to the property. Um, when you do get out to the property, you want to um, do your due diligence. Due diligence being taking pictures, um, measure the outside box of the home, because when you begin to market it, a lot of the customers, consumers, or investors, they want to know how big that home is. And we don't necessarily go with square footage, we go with the size of the box on the outside. So you want to make sure you inspect to see if there are any leaks, any soft floors, how the bathrooms are. Is there any work that needs to be done? Have they done any work to the home? Does it have HVAC? Doesn't it have HVAC? Are there window units? Um, Check to see if there's any mold or, just kind of the whole entire condition of the home. So when you're there, I always say I bring my stick because I don't want to fall through the floor if it's an older home. So just check, be very, very careful. Don't fall through the floor, and just do a really great inspection of the inside and the outside of the home. Because if the home happens to need to be moved, you need to notate that because there may be some trees or some bushes that need to be moved in preparation of that home being moved away. Okay, so after you've done that and you've gotten your information, when you come back to your office, verify, verify, verify. Um, does it have a mortgage? The way to check, you can ask your customer, but you also want to check behind them. Check to see if there's a mortgage through DMV. You can, hang on one second. You can check DMV to see if they have outstanding lien on the home. And you can also check regarding taxes, you can check the county taxes to see if there are any outstanding taxes, or you can actually call them, whichever you want to do. Because sometimes they'll say, yes, I pay taxes, and you come to find out taxes have never been paid. So always verify because you need this information so that you can prepare your offer. If the home is in a park, you always want to make sure the park always knows what's going on. So reach out to the park manager or the park owner, see if there's any back rent, kind of, usually if you call in there, they'll give you the of what's going on, just of everything going on, so that there are no surprises. Also, when you're in doing your inspection of the property, try to find a data plate. What is a data plate if you don't already know? It is like the birth certificate of the mobile home. Usually it can be found in the master closet, underneath the kitchen sink. If it's an older home, I've even found it in the electrical box. I've also found it in a double wide in the laundry room. But the main places you look will be the master closet, it's a piece of paper, and the kitchen cabinet. Just want to give you a tip. When you become a flipper, a fix and flip, do not paint over that piece of paper. Please and thank you. Make sure your painters know, do not paint over that paper because that is the birth certificate of that home. Does anybody have any questions before I go on to the next? Okay. Number four. Number four. Let's see here. Making an offer and negotiating. So when you're trying to put together an offer and negotiating, you want to meet your buyer's criteria. You need to find out, again, all those questions you asked in the beginning, if they need to move out quickly or sell quickly. Are they not in a rush? Do they just want that land off the property? They just want 700 for it? Find out what the motive is. Find out what their criteria is. That will help you establish the proper pricing. And then your local market, we need to determine the mobile home value. So there are different ways that we come up with the mobile home value. Like I said, you can, hang on a sec. You can look at Mobile Home Village, pricing for that, Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes I use Vanderbilt Repo to see what they're selling their homes for. If you have mobile home associates that list their homes online, you can see what they're selling their homes for. And pretty much that's how we come up with a value for the homes. You don't want to overpay for the home. And you need to take in consideration what kind of assignment fee you're expecting to get out of that transaction. All right. So number 5, following up. So it's important, especially as you're scaling your business, to have some type of program in place to track all of your transactions. We have a CRM that you can use, you can purchase and use, which is very, very good. I know when I started, I had a lot of paper here, paper there, paper everywhere. So I found a CRM, tried to do that, but paper overtook me. But find a way to streamline keeping track of your transactions so that you can follow up and you don't want to lose these deals. So that's important. Follow up. Sometimes the offer goes pretty smooth and you can get it locked up the same day. That is always nice, and that's always the best outcome, meaning that the seller agrees on the price, you agree, and then you lock up the deal. The term lock up the deal means that the seller has accepted and you've now put that transaction into an agreement. As far as having them sign, you can either do it in person or you can use a DocuSign. Hang on 1 second. I will send, Tamisha needs a new link. Bear with me 1 second, folks. Okay, I just text that to you, Tamisha. Okay, so once you lock up the deal and once the seller accepts your offer, you'll enter into a contractual agreement with them and you can begin to market and promote the home that you have locked up. So after they've signed, you're starting to market and deal with potential buyers. So who are your buyers? Your buyers can be investors or they can be consumer buyers. Um, Sometimes, well, once you get into this, you'll begin to get a lot of consumers, and you'll want to keep a list of those consumers so that when you get properties available, you can send them, they're like your VIP people. You can just send them, hey, I have this available. And also, as you begin to meet investors, the same thing you can do. You can already have a buyer for that home, which will give you peace and help you sleep at night. So definitely keep the contacts that you meet. The CRM helps with that because you'll be able to just send a message, a mass one, to the consumers or to the investors that you have a new property available. So that's the advantage of the CRM that we have. You'll also, different ways to market would be to post online your open market, like Facebook Marketplace is a great way. Yard signs, and then a list that you are compiling. So those are several ways to market what you have. Um, so number 8, presenting the home. This involves showing the home, um, and the home can either be occupied, have tenants, um, tenant occupied, or vacant. So just have consideration when you're dealing with a seller, depending on what their situation is. If they're already living in the home, sometimes I like to do an open house so that I don't have so much traffic of people coming in all the time. I have one day I choose, everybody come, I heavily vet um, my buyers because on Marketplace, you will have tire kickers. Tire kickers, you need to vet them, meaning ask them, um, especially if the home has to be moved. Do they have land? Do they have a mover? What county is it moving to? So that you know you're dealing with people that are really ready to pull the trigger. So definitely heavily vet folks before you invite them into somebody else's home. If it's tenant occupied, the same thing. I usually do just one open house. And generally, having that many people coming through, normally I can get it sold in one fell swoop. And then with the vacant, you could possibly stagger the time, somebody coming and going on something like that. But definitely pre-screen and ask questions. Ask them how quick they're looking to do a cash sale. Um, Again, do they own the property that has to be moved? Do they have a mover? What county? So those are some of the questions you can ask as you're vetting your potential buyers. So number 9, securing the deposit. Once a buyer's found, you'll want to collect a non-refundable deposit from them to secure the deal. You can request the deposit in the amount of your assignment fee. So that's one way to do it because then they have skin in the game and they won't walk away from the deal. Also, you may have a situation where it needs to be the person needs to be park approved. So you can do that, get a deposit, a non-refundable deposit, until they get park approved. The other thing, number 10, is facilitating the process, the closing process. So the final step is to coordinate the closing process, which involves transferring ownership to the property to the buyer. So there are several ways you can do that. You can have the buyer and the seller, everybody at DMV. At DMV, the title gets signed over to the new buyer. Usually, if you've already gotten your assignment fee via the deposit, security deposit, the rest of the money that you have will go towards the buyer. I'm sorry, the seller. Another way to do it that I've done it is to get a notary. Um, and we meet at the site of the home. And so we notarize the title, and also sometimes, well, not sometimes, I do a bill of sale. So the notary will notarize the bill of sale and the title. And then that buyer will then go to DMV and get that title put in their name. You can also go through an attorney, or you can go through a title company that does, like an automobile title company. So those are a few ways to be able to close your transaction. It's not very hard. It can happen the same day. I've had homes close the same day that I did an open house. They went back, got their money, and then I got a notary because I had different notaries in different areas of the counties within North Carolina. So I have kind of people on dial. So I want to tell you about some of the common pitfalls. The first one is failing to research. Slow down, do your due diligence, do your research. If there's something that is not right, take a deep dive and find out what the answer is on it. Um, if title's missing, we're learning from Jay how to get title. Inspect the property that you're wanting to purchase. Don't do sight unseen. Um, Missing VIN numbers. Again, if title's not there, there's ways to be able to get title. And then also the other piece is we need to be transparent. Um, I will tell my seller that whatever the price we negotiate is the price that you will get. Anything above and beyond, I use for negotiation, and also that's how I get my assignment fee. So I try to be as transparent as possible and let them know. Um, let's see here. I think that is it. Does anybody have any questions? Please open up and ask whatever questions you may have. Okay, I see we have two new people. Miss Christina, welcome to the group. And can you introduce who you are, where you're from, and what you're doing in the mobile home space?
Hi, my name is Christina Jones, and I am from Newton, North Carolina. Um, my friend invited me to the call. Her name is Tamisha. And I'm just listening in, getting some information because I am interested. I've always been interested in real estate of some kind, but not really sure wasn't really sure about how to go about doing certain things or, what I needed to do first and all that good stuff. So I'm just observing and listening. And I probably do have questions, but I don't really know what those questions are. I do apologize for getting in late. So I missed the beginning of what you guys were talking about. So I'm still open to learning more.
Okay, well, we are so glad to have you. This call is being recorded, and I did start a little bit on time, but it will be saved into our community a little bit later in a few minutes. I don't see, okay, Brad and Jay, I believe, we will be actually taking a deeper dive. This evening was just a basic overview for some of our newbies because we do have a lot of people in our group that are so new and don't really know the ins and outs. So this was just kind of the basics of everything. But it is a progressive journey. It's a marathon and not a race. And there are just so many different ways you can move through the mobile home space, the manufacturing home space. So I welcome you and glad to have you. And we're going to delve a little bit deeper and talk with you as we get into this call even more.
Okay,
Thank you.
great. Thank you.
Thank you. I had seen somebody else. Nobody else. Okay, does anybody, Kayla or Tony, have any questions?
I do have a question, but maybe I can get it addressed on the next call, a deeper dive.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely do deeper dives as we go a little further. Brad, are you available to talk? I know he is on the road. Jay, you have any comments?
I'm here.
Oh, there you go,
First of all,
Brad.
great presentation. Yeah, I listened the whole time. Great presentation. That was awesome for getting started. You broke down a little bit of intermediate stuff. I feel like that was a wonderful thing, and I'm trying to figure out why y'all ain't got no questions because we all ain't perfect. But I loved it. Everybody should be definitely writing down notes from that PowerPoint that she just went through that whole presentation. That was amazing. I commend you on that for sure.
Thank you. And for those who came in late, it will be saved to the community. So I will make sure the PowerPoint gets dropped in there and you can get the points because you'll need it. Because it's a rinse and repeat. When you go to these homes, you have your procedures, you know what you're looking for, what you need to do, the steps, flashlight. Oh, there was one other thing I did want to share. Your toolkit when you go to a mobile home and to go look at it. What is in your tool? I guess my question to you, what would you put in your toolkit? If you know you got a call from your potential seller, what would you take with you on that call? TC, what would you take with you if somebody called you and said, hey, I got this mobile home I want to sell? What would you take with you on a regular with you to these calls that you get once you start getting calls on your bandit sign?
Hi everybody. I got in here late.
Oh,
I
okay.
would definitely take a flashlight just because there's a lot of dark areas.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a measuring tape just so I would have just in case I need to measure something out, get the dimensions. Maybe if I need to know how much space is needed to move it out. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe some measuring tape. Probably a stick.
Yes.
I think those would be the big things I would take.
Yes. Anybody else? Thank you for that. Anybody else want to add to that?
I say go around the room and ask everybody.
Okay.
I would say, oh,
Go ahead, Tony.
hello?
Yeah, we can hear
Oh.
you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, when I go out, I always, bring documentation in case somebody wants to sign on the spot. So if they want to sign that agreement, make sure I have that documentation with me in order to facilitate that.
That's a good one. I see Kayla said flashlight, mask, and gloves. Yes. So mask, gloves. What kind of shoes do you have on your feet, Tamisha?
I was about to say some closed-toe shoes because I am notorious for having some flip-flops or something like that on during the summertime. So at least keeping a pair of sneakers or boots or something in the car.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. That is big because I have stepped up into, not always, but some mobile homes where they have pets. You see my face? And it's been kind of suspect in there. And I'm like, ooh, I don't want to take these shoes back in my house. So you're right on point too, with some closed-toe shoes, sneakers, or boots. So the list you all gave me: closed-toe shoes, mask, gloves, documentation for in case they want to sign on the spot, flashlight, measuring tape, and a stick. I want to just say with the measuring tape, I like that. Sometimes you have to measure the outside of the home. So make sure you get the measuring tape. They have the kind where you can roll. You can find them on Amazon. Or I have one where I have a screwdriver and I stick it in the ground and run it across that length, pull it up, stick it in the ground, run it across the width. So just keep that in mind. So I hope everybody got notation of that. You should keep that in your car, because if you get a call in the morning and they're available to, and you're available to see that home in 2 hours, you want to not have to worry about gathering up your stuff. You want to be able to hop in your vehicle, get to your destination, and do what you do, get it done, and move on with your day. So thank you for that. And I think that's it. That was the last piece because that's important. Um, but Brad, back to you.
No, that's amazing. I think I like out of the whole list. It will and Danielle will go ahead and she'll put that whole list inside of the community. But what I like the most out of everything that I heard was having the documentation ready in case they want to sign, because that's the biggest input that'll equal the biggest output.
Actually, Kayla also popped in a message. She said, I stepped in poop before walking through a property. Yeah, if you're measuring outside, I've had close calls. Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, I said, yeah, you're gonna get the poop job for sure.
Yeah, so you wanna be careful.
Keep a pair of good boots. You gotta have your work boots.
You can ask ask for them as a gift from your loved ones. That's what I did.
Nice.
Tamisha?
Oh, I'm good. I don't have anything to say.
Okay.
Christina said, do you go by yourself?
I do go by myself. Yes, I do. I've had some interesting mobile homes in the sticks. I don't do those so much because I've become, as I've been in this a little longer, I know what my cutoff is. So for example, for me, my cutoff is usually the 80s. So I'm not doing any 70s right now, mobile homes, because they're a little bit more challenging to move. And if I have to go to a place that is kind of suspect, now I will take somebody with me. But in the beginning, I was just hungry. I was boots on the ground. I was doing it. Occasionally, there are most of my consults I do on my own. I go by myself, but I am actually now getting better quality leads. So it's not so bad.
That was a good question.
Good question. Yep.
I have a question. So, like, if you put your sign up and like somebody say has a mobile home from the 1970s and you mostly focus on 1980s, like how do you handle that? Do you still look at it, or you just don't even deal with it, or?
So that's a good question. It depends where that home is located. If it is in a park, I will consider, because it does not have to be moved. It can be wholesaled to someone that needs clean, safe, affordable housing. It also depends on the condition of the home. So generally, if it's that old and it's pretty decent, you can wholesale it to a consumer. If it's a little bit challenged, the home, you might want to tap into the list of investors that you have. that can come in and rehab it. If it is on private property and it's in good condition, you can wholesale it and that home can move within that county. If the home is on private property and it's just trashed, in North Carolina, and you all can check if you're outside of North Carolina, but I think most of everybody, yeah, just about. There is a grant available through the county that that home is in. Not every county has it, but they will pay for the demolition of that mobile home. And so they're available in a lot of counties. Some counties don't have it, but you, as the mobile home specialist, can call and find out for that customer and say, hey, I did confirm the county has a grant. They will demolish the home if you don't want it. You just have to complete the paperwork and then they'll let you know if you're approved for this grant.
Do you make any money off that?
Not off the getting it demolished, no. That is just a courtesy to the customer.
You will make money by doing a land home package, by telling them you'll take care of the demo, and then you would,
Let me let you know something. Stop.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
What you want to tell us?
They were gonna let us know something, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you make money off of that because now you got something that's zoned for mobile homes, and you can promote a land home package for that, for sure.
Christina, what do you mean by do you have a license or permit?
I was saying, do you have to have a license or permit to do what you guys are doing?
Oh,
Like a real estate license or some type of permit in your county? Or
So
maybe, I mean,
no, you are not required to have a license to do what we do as mobile home wholesaling or specialists because it's considered personal property. But dot dot dot, if you buy and sell, if you sell anything over a 12-month period, you will be required to have a dealer and sales license in North Carolina. There are workarounds for that, but at this point, if you're buying and keeping, well, if you're buying and keeping, you don't need because you're not selling it. But if you buy and you fix and flip for mobile homes over a 12-month period in North Carolina, you do need to have a license, but it is not required in what we do.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
if everybody kind of got a little gist of what we're doing with the newbie portion, let's take a deep dive into everybody's situation and let's see where we can go from there. Let's start with you, Kayla. Where you at with it? I see what you posted. Got your contract got under contract. What's up?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it. How was the process getting them under contract, and so we can dive in on what you need to do next.
Okay, so that one is not the one I have a question about, but we can still take a deep dive on that one. So that one was a call from a banner sign. A cousin called me for her family member and pretty much was saying, she wants to potentially sell her property. And so when I asked her for the information, she had no information. I'm like, okay. So she was like, let me get back to you. You could tell she was an older lady. And I'm like, okay. So finally got back to me. I got on a three-way with the seller and we pretty much was, talking about the property. And I kind of sensed why the cousin called me first because the other lady is one of those to just feed you all the information, like every detail of her life. And so I guess they didn't want her to tell me everything and they wanted to kind of just get my expertise of what I could do for her. So me and Miss Danielle went and visited the property last weekend. Um, I was kind of like, I didn't at first I didn't know what to say about the property. I knew it was in a bad condition, but I was like, I don't want to tell them that this is a whole demo. But for Miss Danielle to be there and just pretty much just like, yeah, this is a demo. So I was like, oh, okay. I was, my thought process was, not bad. But she reassured like, hey, this is not, the worst I've seen, and pretty much made them feel like, okay, she's not just, putting our property down. But we talked there. I pretty much told them like, the process, and then Ms. Danielle also piggybacked and kind of helped me with that process too, because that was the first time I ever talked to a seller. And so she pretty much reassured them like, hey, we're gonna see what we can do. I'm gonna, get in contact with the people I know that, at Clayton Homes and some other places, and kind of gave them that reassurance. And pretty much was like, hey, we're gonna send your agreement, pretty much stating that you're gonna be working with Caleb, blah blah blah. And so they pretty much was on board. When we left, I literally could have probably had that contract signed that day if I had one in hand, which I didn't. But yeah, I pretty much could have got that contract signed that day. But kudos to Miss Danielle for just, walking me through it, helping me out, kind of teaching me the ropes. Just her expertise in those, little fine areas that I wasn't really paying attention to, kind of helped me out a lot. And so yeah, I sent the contract Tuesday. I verified. I know this is not a deal that I'm going to be buying or wholesaling. But Ms. Danielle was just like, just kind of get, familiarized with doing your due diligence, and just, calling the DMV and all those places to see, if there's any liens or taxes on the property. So I learned that process as well, which was pretty easy and self-explanatory. And just sent the contract out. I gave them a call and said, hey, contract is sent. You can review it. If you have any questions, let me know. And in the next probably like 3 minutes, the contract was signed. So yeah, that's kind of how that one went.
No, that's great. So, what you got it on the contract for?
So pretty much we are going to use their their mobile home as a trade-in for a double wide. In the area that they live in, they can't have anything less than a double wide, so they can't have a single wide. So we are going to be on a hunt for used mobile homes, double wide. And we have to, depending on, based off of the down payment that she can place, we have to look at used and not new. So I'm trying to keep negotiating on that as well, because there's some family members that's gonna be living with this individual. So I want to see if they can kind of pitch in, and, a couple of, maybe like a 3 or 4 more thousand just for her to get a new one. But that's kind of where we're at as far as that. So I'm pretty much like I'm assisting them on this home buying, or this mobile home buying process.
No, that sounds good. Tell me about your question that you had initially.
Okay, so I was supposed to be meeting with a seller this weekend, or this upcoming weekend, and he told me that his dad owns the property, and that they rent out properties and stuff like that. They're trying to get rid of this one. It's on their private land, I guess. Um, and I asked him, did he have title? He said he doesn't know what title is. His dad had a stroke. He doesn't know what title is. And then I asked him about the bill of sale, and he said that too, his dad would be the one that knows. And I guess the stroke kind of got him altered a little bit. So my question was, I don't have a bill of sale, I don't have title, and he's not the actual owner of the property. How do I go about, what steps do I take to, just start this process, or if this is anything that I can't even take on my own self?
Jose, you there? Jose Garcia.
Yes, sorry about that. Give me that question one more time.
So the son, okay, there's a father and son. The son is the one that I've been talking to. The father had a stroke. the father was the one that, again, the title and I guess the bill of sale is in his name. But they have no record. They don't know where that paper is or those documents are. But the son is who I'm talking to. So, how would I go? They want to sell the property. The wife wants to sell the property as well. So, who do I like? How do I go about this whole process if I can't get if they don't have the documents and he's not the actual owner? What information should I give him? Like, hey, this is how you acquire the title or the bill of sale.
So the son is trying to sell it. The title was in the dad's name.
Correct.
I mean, the fastest way, there's multiple ways, but the fastest way is to get a bond title. So he can still write you a bill of sale, which is what you can use to go get a title replacement by doing a bond. And I mean, if you do it immediately from start to finish, you should have a title within 4 weeks in your hands. To do
Okay.
something like that, it means verifying, which means you got to do all the research on the mobile home, taxes, pull up, make sure there are no liens. If there's liens, forget about the bond title, no such thing. But if all that checks out, you'll need to verify the mobile home with an actual, in Georgia's T22B form, figure out wherever this is at. It's title, it's a VIN verification form. You can get down at the courthouse or even online, and you got to be at the property where you're buying, have an officer come out. All they do is verify. They do the same thing with motorcycles, cars, boats, etc. You take that, and that's what you're able to submit to a title bond agency using the bill of sale and that form, because that verifies it.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Great job out there, Kayla. You're going crazy. I love it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And when it's time for that bond title stuff, you'll be able to reach out to Jose through the community. Just write whatever question you have, and he'll write back inside of there for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. Who's next, Danielle? I'll let you host a little bit better because I can't really see everything while I'm driving.
Miss Danielle, you're muted.
Thank you, thank you. It is now the 18th of the month, folks. So TC, have you yet to step out there and speak with your park owners or park managers?
I have not spoken to the park owners yet, but last week we had the gentleman from Clayton Homes on, Robert,
Mhm.
and he had mentioned that one of the hardest things to do is to find land. And I kind of knew of a place that might work for him. And so he was out of town, I think maybe Friday or so. I just got up with him this week. And he said the land that I found might work for him. I gotta call the city and see if it's able to have a manufactured home on it. But it may work. So I might be getting a referral out of
Yeah.
it. But other than that, that's all I've been up to.
That's
so
a
far.
big deal.
But
That was a big deal. I was hoping you would catch that, what he was throwing.
it
And
was a
you
great
caught it.
connection.
You
I really
caught it.
appreciate it because
Yes.
he was great to talk to, and I might just be able to find land for him.
Yes. So please share with us why you're able to also find land. You have
Well,
your
I am
license.
a realtor. I have my real estate license, so there are just land available, and I just have to kind of make sure it's perked and zoned for mobile homes. But yeah, every once in a while, stuff just pops up like that. So I was like, if I could just keep him in mind as a contact and send it by him, if it's something he can use, and I just get a referral fee for it, then easy peasy. So
Yeah. And also, he broke it down with the modular. So it's not just the manufactured homes. He spit gems on the modulars. So modulars can be within the city limits. So that's beautiful. Great job. I'm so happy to
yeah,
hear that.
yeah, I'm still looking into it, but it's looking. I'm excited about it. So
Yeah, yeah, that might be your niche there.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's
TC,
good.
that
Where are you
was a
where are you
wonderful move right
located?
there, my boy.
Oh, I'm
That's
in
pretty
Raleigh,
cool.
North Carolina.
Oh, okay, you with Danielle. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a real good move, TC, for sure.
Excellent, excellent. Um, Angel, do you have anything going on?
Nothing new other than from the other day. I'm still working on trying to close the deal that I previously talked to you about. So
Can
nothing
you
new.
let everybody know what's going on?
Sure. I'm currently in the process of selling a 3-bed, 2-bath mobile that's in a park. The seller is ready to move ASAP, and the buyer is buying the home for. Actually, she's buying the home for her daughter. So that's kind of. I will ask that. Does she and her daughter need to fill out the application for the park, even though she's not going to be living there?
No, just the daughter needs to complete that application.
Just the daughter. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm a little nervous about it because I know my seller was not happy about the management, and so she didn't let them know that she was selling until we had sold the property. And so I've been waiting for her to get back to me with about what the office is saying as next steps. Um,
The office about to offer her something. That's what's about to happen.
hmm. I don't think she will care. I don't think she wants to deal with them. They don't have a very good relationship.
Great.
So I don't think she's um, caring about that. I say that I
You
don't
got
know
it under
until she.
contract though, right?
I do have her under contract.
Oh yeah, you good either way if she want to act crazy or not. So, but you're
Okay.
right though. As long as the relationship is good, you've been transparent and been of a service. She ain't going nowhere. She gonna make sure you get taken care of for sure. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
continue.
Cool. Then. So that's the only thing I'm a little nervous about, Brad. I've talked a little bit with Danielle about it, and so I'm going to continue to try and move forward. I have the buyer is a retired mom, and so she's trying to go the extra mile. She wants the home inspected and all of that prior to the home being closed upon. And I told Danielle, I think I'm just going to tell her that the lady's trying to move and doesn't want any inspections done until after she's gone.
Who she want to get the inspection by? From a maintenance, from a handyman or a company?
I think it's a company.
Ask them, do they have a trusted handyman to speed the process up?
Ask who if they have a trusted handyman.
The person who asked her for the home inspection.
Does she have a trusted handyman? I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure she doesn't. I know she's been talking to a company about it. I think I'm trying to schedule for a company, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't have a handyman that um, she's looking at it. I'm just concerned that if she gets in here and they start finding all of these little crooks and crannies, she might try to back out the deal.
She either gonna back down and want a deal or want a discount. Just be ready for that. Because I had a deal like that happening too, and she didn't want to use the company. She wanted to use her trusted handyman, and the trusted handyman ended up not even having no big problems like that.
Mm,
It was if what them companies gonna do is they gonna send a damn 30-page report.
yeah, right.
Handyman is
Exactly.
gonna be like, oh, you just need to do this and that. So you need to try to, you need to, you ain't got a family or friend member or somebody, because like you said, the seller's on a time constraint, and we got somebody else we think about selling to already. I mean, I might even hit them with that. I would probably do
Mm-hmm.
that second after she kind of slow rolling on you, like, no, I only could do it. Well, hey, we got somebody else who probably interested in it. This company is going to take longer than what it's going to take for what the seller want to take to be able to sell
Mm-hmm.
you. So we need to get somebody who you trust in here to be able to come look at this thing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm kind of just like 50-50 with what I just said, because it's like
Mm-hmm.
you could push it, then they can walk. or you could just make sure you just pushing the fact that, hey, to speed up this process to make it simple. You don't even want to say simpler because then they feel like you hiding some shit, you know?
Mhm.
So, you know, you just got to kind of be like, hey, listen, like you said, the time constraint for the seller, like, you know, we're going to we want to see if you can, we want to see if you can, you know, if you have a trusted contractor or a family member that's a contractor that you can have come out and come take a look at the property with you. I mean, where your man at? Where your husband at? Can he do he know anything about the houses? Is it just
Well,
her?
the boy, I don't know if he's her husband or boyfriend. He came out with her that day, and he was telling her, you know, pretty much this was the best property they had seen for the daughter, and he felt good about it. And actually, at that time, she was wanting to schedule an inspector, what have you, to come out. And I said, you know, I told her at that time, what's the number that'll make you happy so that we don't have to wait on inspectors and things of that nature. And that's how we came to the amount that we came to.
What she say?
I mean, she agreed to that amount that she would go ahead and purchase it as long as the seller would be out by August 1st. So I just was confused when she all of a sudden was like, I want to go ahead and get the inspector to come out. I feel like she wants to make it safe or make sure she's got things done for her daughter.
Did you hit her back with the, well, this is going to be the price now?
Say that again?
Did you hit her back with, is this, well, this will be the price if you're going to get the home inspection?
Oh no, I didn't hit her with that.
Yeah, it's probably time to hit her with that.
I was gonna try, like I said, I'm sorry. Can you hear me, Ray?
I would say if you can get a I hear you. If you could get a handyman that you trust, we could keep it the same price. If you about to get a whole inspection company coming out, this gonna be the price. Because I told you that if you want this lady out by a certain time, we got to close by a certain time. You got to kind of paint that picture.
I got
paint
you.
that picture to her, you know?
I got you. I got you.
Tamisha suggested in the chat that would the mobile home park have a maintenance person that could do a walkthrough and inspection?
They would. I would have to contact the office.
I feel
They
like
might
that was a good alley-oop idea, but at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to who that lady trusts, not who we trust.
Right.
It's gonna have to, and I understand the idea is of it's a third party, but at the end of the day, she still could be thinking that in the back of her mind, like they probably know each other. You know, you got to
Yeah.
get her to bring the person. That's just my idea. I could be totally wrong, but just looking at it is like that's still not somebody I trust. I don't know them. You know, I know my boyfriend, and I know this contractor who my boyfriend might know, or something like that. Like, you know, that's how I look at it. I could be wrong, but I thought that was a great idea. But she's not looking for. She's looking for a third party, but it got to be. You got to make it her idea. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if she brung that, if the buyer brung that up, hell yeah. But you know, she ain't gonna bring that up. That's why you got to hit her with the, you know, is there anybody you trust? You can kind of like throw that in there a little bit, like, you know, we can use the park manager. You know, I just really want to make sure it's somebody you trust. But remember the price. Now that we're doing these home inspections, if you use a home inspection company, this will be the price because and the only reason it got to be that price because I got to get the seller, and we're taking longer to close a deal.
Right. Gotcha.
Anybody else? What do you think about that, Garcia? What you think about what I'm saying?
You breaking up a little bit, Brad.
What you think about what I'm saying?
Oh, pretty much. I agree with the firmness. Being firm with her if she comes back again, because you did already push it off, correct, Angel?
Yes, I had pushed it off. That's what when we were talking about it. I had pushed, that was the agreement that we would get the young lady out by August 1st, and we would, hold off on the inspections and what have you, so that we could go ahead and get the deal closed.
Yeah, so I would probably continue to be firm on that stance.
Mhm.
And if she pivots back around, basically what Brad was saying, that's your backup.
Okay.
Great job out there in the field. Miss Angel about to make a play.
Like, we trying.
You got it. We
You're
ain't trying,
doing
we
it.
doing. You gotta
You're
do
doing
it.
it. Yeah.
Who else in here today? Danielle, that I
Tamisha.
might have missed. Oh, Miss. Oh,
Tamisha put
Tamisha,
some.
what's up? It's past the 15th. What we doing? You
Ooh,
getting
it
outside
is
or what?
past the 15th. OMG.
Time to get
I
outside.
done got caught slipping. Yep. It is.
I'll let y'all know this now. I just put out 60 bandit signs and booked 4 tours. Before I left the city, I had 4 tours booked off the signs. And that's for me selling something. So yeah, y'all got to get outside. And then we got to get some relationships with some of these community managers and these park managers, and so we can get some inventory, to be able to sell.
Yeah.
So tell us what's up. What's the update right now? You can even tell us the things that kind of
On the
went
deal.
out. Yeah.
So on the deal, I presented the 2 options to the lady, and she was like, no, because she was hard bent on. I put $45,000 down, and she was like, she's not in a hurry. So she was kind of like, it was kind of like a
Hold on. Now she not in a rush. Now she not in a rush. You see how they
Right.
do?
Yeah,
Tell us
I
to
said
tell us.
it was an oxymoronic conversation, because she was like, I'm not in a hurry, but the kids start school and I want to get them in school. I just think she was just intimidated because of the price drop and the reality that she not about to get no $70,000 for that.
Yeah, she tripping. And all the and did you ever ask her how the other leads going? Like, okay,
She said she had a couple people that was coming to look at it. I did. And that was actually I asked her that first before I'd even ask her anything else. And so she was just like, yeah, she had a couple of leads. Some people were stopping by, and I was just saying to her, okay. And I said, well, if you need me, give me a call. I did leave her with that, and she said, okay. But I said, if all else, because I did tell her I had access to financing, I wouldn't be surprised if she contacted me to ask me that question. And I said to myself, I said, if she called me and asked me that, my fee gonna be $2,500.
Let's go.
So, anywho,
Look at her being a boss.
That's upfront.
Yeah. Period.
Move. Yeah. Well, yeah. Let her roll. Let her live, because now you gotta let time play its course.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, that's why I wasn't like totally discouraged, because I didn't feel like she had this hot number of people, because I know how Facebook can be. You might have 10 people, and out of them 10 people, one might actually be something. Say what?
One just might only call or text and talk.
Right, that part.
That's why I said, you got this the home price right when you got 10 to 20 tours in the first week.
Yeah. Well, she ain't have, but like she showed me the little list. It wasn't but like 5 people.
Oh yeah, you good.
Oh yeah.
Nah, that makes sense. You're gonna be good. So what's the next plan of action for you?
Order these signs.
You know what? Where the park's at? You got the park addresses ready, you got the date ready, the time you going out, you got your boots ready.
No. But I had it ready this weekend. I got time this weekend to sit down and really plan all that out. So I
Did
can
you
hit
see
the
them
ground.
pretty postcards that she dropped in the community? Brad? that Tamisha designed, everyone.
Can everybody hear me?
No. Oh, there you are. No.
Can you
Tamisha
hear,
dropped some postcards in the group.
can anybody hear me right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Tamisha, get out there and beat the street. I just finished road running 3 hours. 3 hours. And it's always worth it. Telling you. Make them relationships.
She actually dropped her postcard in the chat if everybody wants to take a look.
Yeah, I commented on it. I liked it.
Habla
I said
Español.
that $1,000 referral gonna have them running for the hills. God dang! I need to come work for you.
No, it's not $1,000 referral.
What it say then?
It said 500 in cash.
What's that $1,000 thing?
And I copied that off your card. It said $1,000 for friends and family off.
Oh yeah, for the deposit. Yeah, that makes sense because we putting that 1,000 on the other back end. Y'all dig what I'm saying?
Yep.
Let's go.
No, can you be a little bit more? What do you mean by $1,000 off?
So if I tell somebody the house is 40,000, now whenever they invite somebody, whenever they say a friend or family they refer to them, I gotta give that person 500, then I'm charging that other person 41,500. They're paying for the referral and the deposit. Do that make sense? That's the same thing the mortgage companies do to us.
So that doesn't make sense to me. I'm visual, so I'm trying to process that auditorily. So you're saying, so I tell my cousin that Brad has a house for sale. I know the house is for sale for 40,000. And so I tell my cousin, Brad's got this house for sale for 40,000. They come to you to get the house. You give me $500. And then what? Then you said what now?
I'm charging your cousin because she's getting financing $41,500.
So how is that $1,000 off?
It's $1,000 off because we can tell her. I'm so sorry. I'm eating these true foods, y'all. So it's $1,000 off to your cousin because when I tell her it's 40, when I tell her, when you tell her it's 40,000, I can tell her it's 39,000. That's cool. Yeah, you just give her 1,000 off. That's it. You give her 1,000 off.
Okay.
But remember, you set the price.
Right, I got you. I think I understand better now because originally you said 41.5, and I'm like, how'd you go up from 40 to
set the price
41.5?
anyway.
Huh?
Yeah. So you can make the price higher and then tell them that it was 41,000. Now it's just 40. However you want to take it.
I got you. So do you, when you advertise a house like that is 40,000, and if someone wants to finance it, do you increase the price or no?
I can increase the price and I can tell them they get a discount if they come with cash. But most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they gonna finance because it's only $4,100 now, $4,150 now to get the house if I increase it, or if I even give them a little bit down. If I do actually take the $1,000 off, it's only $3,900, and you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing about financing. If y'all ever notice about getting a loan or anything with interest rates and stuff, you just increase the interest rate on the back, or you increase the end payment. It's simple as that. That's what they do.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense to everybody.
It does.
You control the prices. I don't care if I got it posted for $20,000. If I tell you it's $25,000 for you, it's $25,000 for you. And The reason why you're gonna keep it is because I'm telling you, it only costs you $2,500 to get into the deal. Because that's 10% of 25,000, which nobody has walking around here. Nobody has 10,000, 25,000. None of these people have that. We might have it because we investors in getting money, but
Mhm.
most of the end consumers don't have that. They might tell you,
Mhm.
"Hey, I gotta wait 2-3 months to save up 2,500." They're not even tripping on you with price. They're happy because they get to get in for 10% down and they messed up credit score. As simple as that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh-huh. All right. Yeah, Miss Angel, keep going to work. Tamisha, make sure you get out there. Make sure you got at least 3 parks to go see. Cause you might, and remember, don't forget to go holler at the tenants too. Don't forget to holler at the tenants that's walking around and all of that. You want to get those park managers' numbers. So if you can't, if there ain't a park manager on site and you don't put up to a mobile home park, you got to get the person who collecting the dough, because they the ones with the inventory. What's up, Kim?
Hey, how y'all?
Ain't heard nothing from you the whole time.
But not here. What'd you say?
So we ain't hear nothing from you the whole time. Good to see you.
Oh yeah, I just got in here. I'm on my way to an appointment, and I thought I'd jump on for a few minutes.
Yeah, tell us about this deal right now that you're going to go see.
You know what? It's just like one that I did a couple weeks ago. Somebody that we sold a unit to previously, and they want to move, so they called us to buy it back. And she did a ton of upgrades, so it'll be a quick sale. We did one like that earlier today too, so it'll be a nice, easy contract.
They did what?
Yeah, so whenever we sell a unit, if anyone is interested in selling the unit back, moving, call us and we will buy the unit or we'll help them sell it.
Yeah, that's how I am too. If I sell you a unit and you're an investor, I'll do a tenant placement with you. I'll help you find a tenant too, for sure.
No, not investors. These are people who lived in the units for years. Like they've been in the units for 3 or 4 years, and they, for one reason or another, like the lady we're going to see now, her husband passed away. The lady we went to see earlier today, her hand is hurting, so she just wants to be closer to her kids. And then we'll just buy the units back and resell them.
Exactly. Tamisha, that's that third option I was telling you about, tenant placement. She basically saying like she get the property back and she'll buy it and she go redo it, or like you said, they'll help you resell it. That's more money too. That's that building that relationship stuff. When people have such a good experience with you, you be like, hey, if you want to resell this thing in the future, you can holler at me. You be the first person they call. Great job out there, Kim. Killing the field. Killing it.
Thank you.
So what's your exit strategy for this? I know you ain't got no clear numbers. How much did you sell it to them at first?
So I bought it for 8. I sold it for 55. She wants to get the 55 because she's only been in it for a little bit. But she did an amazing amount of improvement. So I'll purchase it back under an agreement where I'm not actually purchasing it. I'm kind of wholesaling it for her, and then I will sell it for 65 within 30 days.
Yep. Make a good 10-piece, call it a night.
Well, on this one, I only make 10, but
yeah, good 10-piece chicken wing.
Yeah.
I'll be looking for my gift card for Longhorn from you. Now I'm messing with you.
Longhorns, I got you.
No, great job.
Listen, thank you, Brad. Okay, so I did a training on your software today with Craig, because I don't want to waste your time until I know more about it, how to maneuver through it. Oh my goodness, it looks so different on a computer than it does on my phone. So
the phone is just for you to be on the go. You feel me? On the computer, it is a whole nother beast.
it is a beast. But I'm always on the
Look,
go.
literally, when I
I'm at a
wake up
point.
in the morning, I go straight to
Mhm.
my opportunities and I look at everybody from sent application on to pre-approvals to the right side, all the way to payday, right? And I'm hounding the hell out of them people all day in the morning. That's the first thing I do right when I wake up. And then by the end of the day, they either got a pre-approved, they got their application in, or I done got all their questions answered. That's my very first inputs of the day. I just go straight to that tab, look at it on the computer, pull up the app, and start calling them. I might have today. I had about 12 people who had got renter apps and finance apps, and I got 2 pre-approvals today, and 3 people put their apps in. Just by you just staying on them every day, every day. You got some people that are sending their applications. Like that last week, I had a guy come through. He got pre-approved on the spot, and then guess what? He just go ghost. So you got some of those people, but I got a spot for him. Future follow-up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like it. You stay in tune with everything.
Yeah, definitely. We added a spot for the bird doggers today because there were people out just finding units and sending them. And I said, okay, I need to keep them separate from the actual buyers and the sellers. So we got this one guy. He is actively working. Oh my goodness, he sent me 4 or 5 units. We're getting one, but he's actively potentially increasing the pipeline daily.
That's what I'm talking about. Yo, now listen, this is the secret sauce. You can add him to us as a staff member and give him only assigned data, right? So, but if he already just sending you stuff, that's cool. But whenever you're ready to add somebody as like a team member, like me, I got a girl on my team. She's not even from here, and all she do is handle my deals that for people who looking for homes to be moved to their land that's used. It's because I want to focus on new ones. So I add her to my staff, and when I assign her a lead, that's the only stuff that she see inside the app. And so she able to follow up them and have her own opportunities now.
I know we talked about that before because I have my translator in there. And
Yeah,
we just
I got
added.
2 translators in there now, one boy and one girl.
Oh my goodness! Listen, we need to talk offline because I feel like I'm hogging up the call.
You good. This for everybody to listen to, man. Whenever they're ready to get to that point, for sure.
Look, this is the unit I'm getting ready to go into. Right? Oh, you can't even see it.
There you go with them trees.
I know. There it is behind. Oh, the trees. Oh, I don't know how. Sorry, guys. I'm standing in front of the unit, but I don't know how to show it to you. So, oops. It's a
You
pretty
got to
unit.
put the camera around.
I did. Well, no. I don't know what I'm doing.
She upgraded the outside or just the inside?
No, the inside too. I can't figure it out while I'm standing right out here. Oh, background effects. I did it. So, okay, so 9. All right, so can y'all see that?
Oh yeah,
Okay, so this is the unit
very nice.
we sold this unit,
Oh, there you go.
and I'm going to go in here to purchase it back. So, okay.
Oh yeah, it look good. You're gonna do good on that. What's the lot rent over there?
Lot one over here is $685.
Sheesh.
This is one of the cheapest ones in the community.
Yeah, I was gonna say you up in the
Nah, that look
Baltimore
like a good
DC
community
area.
right there. I'm not even gonna lie. That's a real nice community.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Well, we ain't gonna hold you. Go ahead and get in there and get the business.
All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Sorry, I'm whispering.
Oh, no problem. Have a good one, Kim.
All right, you too. Thank you. Bye.
I have a question on accessing the forms in Classroom. When I click on Classroom and go down to the A to B wholesale forms and B to C forms, when you click on it, all it says is new module. If I click on new module, it doesn't do anything.
Okay, we'll double check that. Danielle, can you make a note of that so we can make sure she get exactly what she needs? Because I believe that's something Jose had uploaded, if I'm not mistaken. So
Are there other forms or contracts that are in here somewhere else? Are they all being Classroom? Because those are the only 2 that I see in Classroom. Unless it's in that. Do I need to go through the fundamentals course to access those?
No, you shouldn't. It should be wide open for you. Can you double check that real quick, Ms. Ruffin? How many of y'all got an air fryer? Boy, I love them things.
I'll check Angel and see
Okay.
what I can find for you.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. Yeah,
Okay.
everything should be accessible right now, for sure.
Anybody else got any questions? I think we're good. I think we good, Brad.
All right, well, hey, everybody, appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all Tuesday if you want to show up. Thursday, if not, we'll be right back at it. And appreciate every single one of y'all. If y'all got any other questions that y'all need, like how Tamisha need to access something in the community, you make sure you just hit up Miss Ruffin. And if anybody ain't signed up into the paid community, please get with Miss Ruffin right now and shoot her your phone number right now before we press exit. Yeah, and I think it's cool to invite people in. I thought that was awesome.
Yes, thank you, Tamisha.
Yeah, great job. I'm glad she got a chance to get a little insight of what it's going to be like to be inside. So, for sure.
Yeah, she was talking about it. She was asking me, I guess send me the link so I can forward it to her.
Yes.
Danielle, yeah.
You want me to text it to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Jackson, what about Jackson?
He is signed up. So please, if you haven't already welcomed him, please welcome him on school.
Oh, yeah, all right, we'll welcome him now. Sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh. Y'all remember that song?
Yes.
I am for real. New member alert. Yep, welcome to the family. Let's go. Everybody go. Welcome.
And I believe he goes by Tony.
Okay, Tony, not Jamel. Not Jamel.
That's the PC guy?
Huh?
Was that the guy that said TC?
No.
No, TC is already in. His name's Torrance. Mm-hmm. He sound like y'all local realtor. Y'all better get active.
That was a quick question, Brad. What is, or either Danielle? I know you guys were saying, you made a comment before, Brad, about Facebook being the new MLS, and I'm kind of familiar what MLS is, but isn't that like a list that realtors get?
Well, when I say the new MLS, I mean it's the mobile home MLS. There's really no such thing as a new MLS because the MLS is for licensed realtors only, and mobile homes are for anybody, any place, anytime, anywhere, and that's just where that's where everybody puts their mobile home deals at.
Mm.
So to me, that's kind of on market. I'd rather get a deal where somebody called me and said somebody needs some help selling something, and then I go put it under contract or something. Or have a good relationship with a park owner or manager who gives me a contract to sell a certain amount of homes.
So I guess my question is, do real estate agents get mobile homes listings?
Yeah, they get them all the time, and they throw them away too. So you got to make those connections with them to where they know that, like, hey, this is the mobile home person. I might.
Okay, just get home.
Okay, got you.
Let me bully you off of it.
Okay.
So they're serious. I just walked up here to get on.
Tamisha, I think you're talking and not muted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you good. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, you all right? We got to come out there. But yeah, that's basically what I was saying. Yeah. Well, if that answers everybody's question, y'all, I'll see you guys on Tuesday if y'all gonna tune in, and then I'll see you guys Thursday back inside the community. Okay. And any all the gems you got today, please make sure you put it in the community. All right, under the gems tab.
Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good
All right,
one.
everybody.